You know, the more you are in this evil program, the more things are being revealed to you, you know, and it's always to take from you, never to give you anything great is good, whatever they want to give you, just to steal from you or to accept what they've done to you. That why they offer you money, you know. I had somebody tell me this is true story, guys. I had somebody during my targeting time. I did not tell him I was a targeted individual. You know what he said to me? And I said to him, it's a tough fight, you fighting evil. I'm talking about something in general. Like I was not talking about specific things. You know what he said to me? He said to me, well, it's not your fight. It's not your fight. You shouldn't fight, You can stay out of it. You understand? So how would this person know what I'm going through? Because you know what? I realize that they always bring in somebody in your life who's part of their team trying to tell you stuff. And he's not the only one who told me it's not my fight and it's not your, you should not get involved and blah blah blah. Yeah, because they send people to come in your life and try to extract information from you or to misguide you by directing your attention to something else, and that's always been the case, trying to control you. That's why I have stayed away from a lot of people in my life that I felt like they are snitches. I just got rid of them, because I don't want to, people coming in my life and getting paid by the opposition to spy on you or to just kind of talk to you about all these things, negative things, and or they act like they're level with you. They understand what you're going through. They act like they understand what you're going through, and in reality, they don't. Everybody I've met since I became a target individuals been nothing but a pain on my existence. They've been nothing but snitches. Yeah, that's why I just got rid of them. Anyhow, the more, guys, the all advice I'm gonna give you is, just go online, look up on, channels, either YouTube or any other, platform that talk about spiritual things, about energy, about stuff like that. And just use your intuition to kind of just test the water and to see if that person know what they're talking about, because there's a lot of channels people will tell you some information, but they're not really accurate information, so they send you in a loophole, like with your head cut off, so you have to sub to channels that is gonna help you, because these people have everybody go to India freaking India, you know, to learn about witchcraft. You know what I mean? It's not energy work, it's witchcraft. Well, that's what they do. Because you know, everybody I ran into been to India. You know? Oh yeah, story time. I'll tell you this story. When I was going to university in Australia, I was renting a room with this family. At the time I had a car. So I said, oh, half an hour, 40 minutes to university is fine. So I went away like further out so I can find a cheaper rent, you know? But because I drove, so I just, it's not a big deal, driving half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever. Anyhow, I saw this ad at the school bulletin board. And this ad, because it was dated, it was on for almost, I don't know, a couple of months. And I just sat, I was looking at the bulletin board and a bunch of ads and whatnot. And this was the most reasonable one. So I ended up calling the number and I said, oh, just a long shot. I'm just checking to see. I saw your ad on the school and I just wanted to know if the room you have for rent is still available. For the price point, it was reasonable, right? Very reasonable, And there's a lot of international students at the universities where I went to in Australia. And so, no way this apartment, it was a room. This room should have been vacant for that long. You understand? But they put ad like that if you're looking for a place. And if you're looking for a place and they make sure they don't take anybody else because they're waiting for you. Because they know through your phone, because they hack into your phone and devices and they know what you're looking at live. They put bugs in there and what you're looking at somebody else is looking at the same time. You understand? They hack things illegally, your devices. Anyhow, I went to saw this room and I liked it, and I said, and the lady seemed very friendly at the beginning. Anyhow, she seemed friendly at the beginning, and we had a chat, and I said to her, she says, when can you move? And I said, oh yeah, I can move maybe any minute of like, I was looking for a place like as soon as possible kind of thing. So she goes, oh yeah, you can move in like 3-4 days. Yeah, I need this and that. So she asked for the deposit and all of that. And then I moved in with me, her, and her daughter. I was in the middle room. She also, they sandwich you. They put you in the middle. They always put you in the middle. Every place, even apartment buildings. Even in apartments, they put you in the middle. You understand? Always in the middle. You sandwich between two people working against you. Two people working against you. You understand? And sometimes one above you and one below you. This is strategically is done. You understand? So she put me in the middle. She gave me the room. She goes, oh yeah, I'll give you the one with a bathroom. She have a bathroom. No, there's a hallway bathroom, but it's going to be shared with her or her daughter. Initially, that room belonged to her daughter, and she told me she's gonna get her daughter to move out of that room, so I don't have to share a bathroom with them, And anyhow, so I said, okay, that's great, So my room has a bathroom in it and whatnot, and so sometimes I was like coming from campus late or whatever, and I've noticed things, I clean my room pretty good and stuff, and I've noticed, And on my computer, sometimes, like this hair belongs to one of them, either the daughter or the the mother. And I just said to myself, oh, like somebody's been in my room and a piece of hair fell, you know, or or I find it in the bathroom. You know, you could say, oh, because that room somebody else. No, I cleaned that room pretty good. You know, I did not. You know, somebody's been there, and I'm gonna prove to you she's been in my room because I've been thinking something. I've been thinking, oh my God, they've been like snooping around my room. Why would they do that? What is, you know? I did not think they were part of the program. They're, you know, I just thought a nice lady is renting me this room. But anyhow, that she started saying stuff to me, you know, because these people, you know, if they put you in this mind, you know, mind control program where they can read your thoughts and stuff, she would say something to me along that line, like, you know, I'm thinking about, have she been in my room or something like that. She would say, yeah, that room, you know, nobody been in that room, but you know, that room was belonged to my daughter, or something like that in that line, you know, exactly what I was thinking. You understand? So I just thought to myself, holy man. Anyhow, I didn't confront them, I didn't say anything, I didn't react, or I just acted normal, you know, like nothing happened, right? So what happened was, something else happened. One time, you know, I put things in my, you know, so for example, my closet a certain way, or I put something in my desk a certain way, and I just do it just to test. Like, for example, leaving one of the shelves slightly open. When I come back and if I find it completely closed, that means somebody opened it, right? So that's what I've done. I've used to do things like, or leave the bathroom door slightly open, you know? If you come back and it's closed, completely closed, that means somebody's been there. So I used to do stuff like that. And guess what? Always, I was right. I find the doors completely closed, the drawers for the desk is completely closed, like stuff like that. So I started to like, man, you know? And then she started saying subtle hints and, you know, like she knew more than she's led me to believe. And anyhow, my bedroom door closes from inside. So if you can close it, if you close the knob from the inside, nobody can get in. So I came in one day and because I had that thought, somebody's been coming into my room. But I couldn't prove it, right? So I closed the door from the inside, and my bed, my room was carpeted. So I laid on the other side of the bed, and I was sleeping on the floor, and I was looking, you know, this opening underneath the door to see somebody's gonna be, you know, coming in. So I pretended like the, you know. Anyhow, somebody walk up the stairs and trying to pry to open my door because I don't know if they had camera or something. I don't know, they didn't know what I was, something like that, you know. And I look underneath the opening, underneath the door, who the mother had her face on the ground, on the floor, looking from that little opening underneath the door, the little gap. And she saw me, I saw her. She got up quickly and she went downstairs right away. You know? And then they started saying things to me and stuff, you know. And yeah, and then I started to feel like attack when I'm go to sleep, like energetic attacks and stuff. And so I started, you know, playing the before I go to bed. I put the Holy Quran, you know, in a recorder on my phone, or on my phone. I put it, and I put the Holy Quran on. Honestly, you can barely hear it in my room. So one time she had her daughter, one of her daughter, come in, and she says she's gonna spend the night. But did her daughter live with her family in a different house? So there's no reason for her to come and spend the night. You understand? She was there to do something, to attack me energetically or something. And when I had my Holy Quran, you know, the verses from Holy Quran playing in the background, honestly, you can bear because I'm it's a shared house, so I couldn't have it blasting. It was barely I can just hear it, and the daughter was freaking out. She was in the kitchen, slamming like the drawers and throwing plates around and silverware, and no one would act this way unless you practice witchcraft. Because Holy Quran, it rubbed her the wrong way. It made her agitated. Because her demon don't like that, you know. Her demon that she work with, this witch, don't like Holy Quran, right? So it rubbed her the wrong way. It made her agitated and stuff. And I just thought to myself, you know, why would she be, you know, acting this way, you know? And, you know, her other daughter also was acting a little bit funny around me and stuff. She was 17-year-old. And anyhow, it was the same thing. I just felt like these people are not human. There's something about them, you know? Because I've noticed things. I've noticed shadow and noticed things move around the house. I've noticed all this energy. And I said that one time I was chatting in the kitchen and I said to her, you know, there's like, I feel like energy attacks and stuff. Because she used to sell like gemstones. She used to sell like gemstones and stuff like that. I like gemstones, you know. But anyhow, she used to sell. And one time she told me, oh, you know, if you pay me, I will protect you. I said to her, I would feel energy attacks in her house, but I didn't say it was you. I didn't point the finger at her. But she told me, oh, you know, if you pay me, I will protect you. Yeah, I'm not going to pay some human protect me if there's a God of